Alright, so let's see here. Let's make sure that it actually pops up here. Oh, look, there I am. Excellent. Okay. Let me actually make sure that the tweet goes out here as well. So I can self-promote myself through somebody else's channel. It'll be good. It'll be a good time. Alright. Okay, good. Cool. Alright. So, welcome, folks. Let's do check levels here. Scruffy and Waifu, if you just both want to talk and do your thing, we'll make sure the levels are good.
Yep.
Let me know, folks, if they need to go up, if they need to go down. I'm going to open up the game as well. We'll get into it. My encoding's just going to overload for a hot second. It'll be good. A louder gotchi bass. Oh, yeah. All right. So let's see here. Let's capture this too. That would certainly help in folks seeing the run. Oh, right, I'm on this, right. Okay. Yeah. Video game? OBS, can you please capture the game?
Devil May Cry.
Oh, good old OBS, dude.
That's the best. Happens to me all the time. It's great.
Yeah, it's so good. So good. There we go. Okay, I just had to change it up a little bit here. Okay, so again, my name is, for the last time today, my name is decosmic. Damn, there's no options for stream quality anymore. That sucks. I guess I'll just close this window, let you gentlemen handle the donations and all that. You both are good on that end, yeah?
Yeah, we're good.
Alright, good. Alright, so, again, my name is decosmic, and this is going to be Devil May Cry 5 New Game Human. Today I'm going to be joined by Scruffington and Waifu, two of my good friends.
Hello, everyone.
Howdy.
And Scruffington is currently world record holder for console for New Game Human and Devil Hunter, though we won't talk about the Devil Hunter run. That was I love you, man, but there was a 20-minute training montage in there. Waifu did run this game for a little while, then realized he didn't like V, so here we are now. Love you, Trent, but it is what it is, man. So, I guess I'll let you two take it away. Whoever wants to lead it off, I'll just get into the game on the count of Devil May Cry or whatever we're going to do. So 3, 2, 1, Devil May Cry. Ah, you're both too fucking polite. Alright, so this is Devil May Cry 5. We're going to get into the prologue real quick here. And there's going to be 2 fights, and then we're going to have to do a force fail to Urizen. So, right off the bat, we got to make sure that we're going to use air taunt in order to maximize the movement here with Nero, and we can even exceed there as well. I want to make sure that I get the color up too for backups in case I don't get an exceed on these Impulses as well.
Dreamer, can't you beat Urizen?
Yes, you can actually beat Urizen and end the game here. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to go through all 20 missions. And we're going to just do it that way.
That's the point of this thing.
Let me actually turn you both up here real quick. Let me turn you both up. Turn Scruffy up to 150. Turn Waifu up to 150 as well. Alright. Good. Alright, so. Pretty simple mission here just to kick things off. Orbs and stuff aren't really going to come into play until around, like, well, I guess next mission we're going to have to get no damages and stuff. If one of you want to talk about the difference there. Waifu?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Basically, it's really important in this game that you get no damages on a few of the missions because it gives you a big modifier to the amount of orbs you get at the end of the mission. So, in particular, he's definitely going to need to no damage, like at the very least mission 1 and then mission 2 and 3. And every time he gets a no damage, it helps the orb out an absolute ton.
Yeah, ideally you want no damage on missions 1, 2, and 3 to be totally set for the run.
You can still make it work,
Go ahead.
damaging like 1 and 2 or 3, but then it becomes like kind of like hard to save and make everything perfect.
Right.
But they're all backups.
There's also a manipulation I did here for Urizen's AI at the very start where you jump to the left, shoot twice, and taunt. It always gives you the fireball at the very start of this fight. Does a whole lot of damage as well as giving you those ground lasers too. Oh, almost had that perfectly too. Alright. Come on. Come on. Thank you. You could have just given me this ball earlier.
Oh.
What?
I mean, it could have been way worse.
That's true. It could have. He could have just sat there for a little while. He's definitely done that a few times to me. Next mission is really short as well. It's just one fight, which is the boss fight. And basically what I have to do is just plant 3 overtures on the boss in between aerial combo A, and then shoot it with a color up, and it'll be good to go.
Yeah, charging your pistol and then shooting overtures that are planted on enemies. If the pistol shot's charged, it does way more damage. Like, I don't know like how much more, but it's like a lot. It's like very significant.
Yeah, it's definitely like something that you always want to make sure you have like stacked in your back pocket just in case, especially on the trash mobs and stuff. Oh, right.
Let's get airborne.
Here we go.
Are they collecting?
I'm just gonna need to concentrate a little bit here because I don't think I've ever like gotten this in a marathon.
Let's get airborne.
So
What a lovely house plant. Like that? Then have some more. Oh, swing in a minute. Happy birthday. Now make a wish.
there we go. All right. So that is no damage on mission 1. And this mission plays out pretty much exactly the same once you understand the cycle.
That's the easy no damage. The next 2 missions are a little bit more difficult to no damage.
Yeah, just a lot can go wrong, like just because of how many encounters there are. Especially Goliath. There's some things that he can do to you.
I think the Canas in mission 2 as well. They can kind of troll you sometimes
Oh yeah, they've definitely done
while you're
that.
doing aerial combos.
Especially on Devil Hunter. Just because of how much like longer it takes to kill some enemies. Also, so we're gonna grab split, streak, roulette spin, and speed here. We're not gonna put in any devil breakers into the magazine. Roulette spin in this game does a ton of damage. It's like easily the mainstay part of Nero's kit for this run. I really like. I don't know who decided it was going to do so much damage in this game, especially Exceeded, but man, it does a lot. This first fight here just going to be a whole lot of combo 1 on the enemies, and you just basically want to make sure that you're killing 2 enemies per jump here. So what I'll do to maximize that and minimize recovery time is just combo 1 into 1 hit and then double down. Excuse me.
And while it's not like insanely important, in particular for these enemies, for him to hit the exceeds, it does make all your swings faster too, so it just like overall is faster to hit your exceeds. But on other enemies, like the boss for this mission, he's gonna have to hit a ton of exceeds, otherwise he just doesn't do enough damage to hit a fast cycle.
Alright, here we go. These enemies here, you're just gonna do 1 roulette spin, snatch, and then 2 slashes there. And then every time you jump, you want to make sure, oh my goodness, y'all saw he almost came for me.
Yeah, that was close.
There we go. That little bit with the Gerber there is just like a min-max type thing that I just use to get closer to the door as well.
Let's get airborne.
And then... So here we go. Does anybody want to... Who wants to explain the strat for the Kanas in the room coming up?
Yeah.
I can do that.
Okay, go for it.
So
Whatever shall I do?
Cosmic's going to be picking up the Overture coming up soon. And what he'll do is he'll target the... so first he's going to kill the first Kana by the hatchling. And then after that he's going to target the Kana in the back of the room while charging up the Overture. And then he's essentially going to dunk it onto the first Kana. He's going to kick that one into the Kana in the back of the room. And then he'll shoot it with a color up, and it'll kill them both. It's really quick.
Yeah, and if you're like...
One of the coolest strats.
Yeah, it's one of the coolest strats in the game. Let's see. Here we go. So let's see if I can do this. Oh, that didn't work. Alright, whatever. I don't know what happened there. I think I blew him up a little bit too early.
Yeah, that can happen sometimes.
Yeah. So then this next room here, we used to like dump some Gerbera like break gauges in here, but all the waves are just timed like on a timer as opposed to being timed by death. So as long as you just do optimal cycles here, they just all die. There's also
They're
an
pretty appealing as well. Like rooms being based on a timer instead of kills. It's not super common.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, there's only a few of them in the game like that, yeah.
I can't think of any not in DMC5.
Sick of this.
Damn, you might be right, honestly. Yeah. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. There's also a quick skip here, pretty much dev intended. Just jump, taunt, and then Gerber twice. You're over the pit. So this next boss, we can kill him in the church, Goliath. Hopefully I'll be able to do it correctly. Hopefully. Pray for me, gentlemen. Soko bless.
There is a bit of a... If you do enough damage, you can kill him before he leaves the church. But if you do too much damage, then he'll aggro early, and then you'll miss your opportunity. He has to make sure that he tempers his damages to not, like, do an insane amount of damage. Because he'll just, like, skip this first phase really fast, and he'll miss his opportunity. That actually loses more time than just doing the damage fast.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that makes this boss really interesting. You want to do damage, but not too much.
You're great. Jack it up all you want.
And he's still going for those no damages as well. So if he manages to get hit by him, that's like really bad. So it's better to prioritize the no damage than it is to get the quick kill.
How about we wrap this?
Didn't get the quick kill here, but it's gonna be okay.
And once he starts that roar, I'm pretty easily possible to kill until like a certain point of the animation here. And then that's why it's faster to kill him out before the church. But if you are trying to damage him still while he's in there, and he has those invincibility frames, it's really likely that you get hit. So if he starts to do that chest beam, then you just gotta run basically.
Correct.
Yeah. If you do damage him enough, you can shoot him while he's in the church. As soon as his invincibility wears off.
Yeah, like if you get him down to like 1 HP, you can just like stand outside the church, just like waiting to pot shot him.
Yeah.
So also the first skip here is coming up. The first out of bounds skip is coming up. I don't know which one of you wants to explain that one. This one's pretty cool. I like it a lot.
I can do it.
Yeah, go for it.
Basically, you're gonna buy a bunch of punchlines, and this is because you can ride on top of punchline, and wherever you start riding on top of punchline is where you kind of stay. So if you float over a gap and out of bounds, you don't fall. And this is really useful because when we use split to get out of bounds, we can use this to traverse across big gaps between two places where you're supposed to be at. and then you basically just get to the point where you need to go back in bounds and then jump back in bounds. It's like pretty easy to get in bounds, but getting out of bounds can be very difficult.
Yeah, I'd say it's also a pretty safe skip too, because even if you mess it up and you fall through the floor, it'll still put you back at the spot where you can attempt to skip again.
Yeah, that's really nice about some of the other out of bounds skips in this game are not that generous.
No, not at all.
Especially
Not on console.
Oh, is it even worse on console?
Yeah, in my Devil Hunter run, I had 3 hard locks. It didn't go well.
Oh man.
Yeah, you're at such a risk of hard locking on console.
But yeah, because console also has the extra skips too, right?
Yep. So here we go.
We're taking this fucking thing
About to
down.
walk on water, I hope. Yep, there we go. Nice.
First try.
Nice.
Gentlemen, my heart is pounding out of my chest until we get out of this mission. Once we get out of this mission, I'll be alright. Maybe. Maybe.
And just because the floor is textured doesn't necessarily mean that it has collision, so Kazak has to remember which sections of the map actually he can walk on without just like falling out of bounds and having to do it again.
Come on.
Nice little university in the background.
Yeah. Shout outs to all the colleges out there.
Coming from
Places of
somewhere.
higher education.
Off you go.
And then the Sin Scissors here, pretty much the fight just always goes the same. Because we're just going to snatch taunt him and then... Excuse me, I did that a little bit too early. It's been a little while since I actually saw that attack, to be honest. He usually just does the open scissor.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty rare.
Marathon one. There we go.
A lot of the enemies in this game are based off of enemies in DMC1, and that's one of them. And that like counter critical is like based off of the one that you can do in DMC1, but in this game it's like super consistent.
Yeah.
Anytime you parry them by hitting them, the next attack always insta kills them, no matter what it is. Super nice, especially for Nero. You just pop them and they're done.
Oopsie. Alright, here we go.
So if Cosmic does this fight correctly, the boss should never move from the initial standing point and just get totally annihilated by punch. But he got really bad RNG.
Oh no.
It's gonna be a lot messier now.
Should be good here.
He can recover it, it shouldn't be too bad, but he did get hit, so he won't get that no damage bonus, but his orb route should be savable for sure.
Yeah. Still have to pick up the cash somewhere.
There we go. Okay. Oh well.
It's a good fight.
Nice.
Decent fight, you know, all things considered. So the adaptation that we have to make here is that normally I would grab 3 purple orbs with V, but instead I'm going to grab 2 of them, and then we'll save the 3rd one for later on. This is just to ensure that I can get Skewer on the next mission.
Basically, the entire early game setup is all to get enough money so that when you do mission 5 as V, you can buy Skewer. That's because Skewer allows you to do some out of bounds stuff that lets you skip a whole lot of the game.
It's I remember when this stuff got discovered, man. It was, gentlemen, you have no idea like what a crazy week that was. It was just like all testing every section of V missions, just like where can we clip out now?
Yeah, it was fun. It was like the devs answered some of our prayers to not play as V. It was awesome.
Your prayers.
Honestly, I dropped the game because I didn't want to get any skips either. And then
Yeah, I
eventually
mean,
caved.
the cool irony of the V skips is that they're also super hard.
That's true. How are the levels on the commentators, by the way, chat? Let me know. Also, here's fence skip. We're just going to hop over to this fence, and we're just going to swing V's little toesies through the fence here. There we go. Bam. And we're just out of the fight.
Yeah, it's like he like dropped his sandal down there, so the game just like lets you go pick it up real quick.
Yeah, for that one you mostly just hold left on the left analog stick while you're trying to go up against the fence. So it's pretty easy.
Also, until we get quick play here, the fastest form of movement that V has is Gambit into air hike with Griffin. Here we go. And a lot of the quick cycles or fights with V is once you're finishing one enemy, just make sure that you target switch to another enemy and start wailing on them as well.
You don't want to be just wailing on an enemy that you already basically killed.
Also make sure you're doing the touch and goes as well. They say that you have to time it, but during like the recovery frames of the finisher, you can pretty much just like mash it.
So Cosmic is opting to use the Devil Trigger to power up his individual pets instead of using Nightmare. This is because Nightmare is terrible and his openings are RNG a lot of the time, so you just never use him basically ever, and you just... Griffin is super good to be DT'd because his lightning attack can hit multiple enemies and does a lot of damage.
Yeah, and then once you get Skewer, like Shadow just becomes a powerhouse as far as damage is concerned.
Yeah, I think the only time you actually use Nightmare is in this boss fight at the beginning.
You can use him like situationally on Garion, but it's only situationally. Like if a pet happens to die from his lightning attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that revives the pet.
Come back. Right. This is your misery. I envy your optimism.
There we go. It's not gonna be a whole lot of DT left, but yeah.
Are we gonna get no damage?
Maybe. I'm trying for it, dude. You know I am. Here we go. Oh.
That's fine though. It shouldn't touch very much route-wise.
Yeah, I'd say no damage here is more of a luxury than anything.
Once I'm done,
Yeah, you know
like,
if you...
Go ahead. Waifu.
So once you get if you get a no damage here, you know you're like big showing on orbs for a little bit.
Yeah, so here it's not really worth, at least as far as I understand, it's not really worth using powering up Shadow because it's really hard to hit the Nidhogg. So you mostly just want to use
You jerk. Alright, there we go. This should scoop up here. Alright. So that is Nidhogg. There is actually like a strat here where you use the auto function in order to kill it faster, but that also gives you an orb penalty. So you would probably have to no damage the entire mission to like offset that. So I think that'll probably be like an end game thing, but right now not necessary.
Auto V Pog.
Auto V, dude. Hella pog. Alright,
Still
so...
haven't seen that. It'd be cool.
Oh, I have to link it to you. It's something that Garuda recorded. So here, Mission 5 is going to be one of the big V-skips in the game. And it skips like 3 fights on this mission. 2 if you want to play it safe, but hopefully I can just get the clip through to the other side of the wall completely and we won't have to worry about that. I don't think I'm going to go for like a hard lock or anything, like the full thing where you just descend, because the collision loading in will just screw you up and I just don't really feel like dealing with that. So.
Come on.
So I'm gonna,
Basically, what Cosmic's doing here is he's trying to get out of bounds by using skewer, and if you jump, like, oh,
hold on.
Whoa.
Come on.
I haven't seen this before.
Okay. Yeah, this is like the worst case scenario actually.
Come on.
reload.
do I do?
If,
Like,
Come on.
I think you have to actually just like retry. I think that's like not even salvageable.
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunate. But basically, he's using skewer to yeet himself through the wall, and you do this by air taunting in front of the attack as it's about to come out, and it just like pushes you through the wall.
Now to find an exit.
There's a couple different things you can do with this skip, but particularly this one. If you clip all the way straight through, like he was attempting to do, and he did, but he just came out in a really unfortunate spot, then you can skip 2 fights. But if you clip only halfway through, which is like the faster strat, then you will be stuck out of bounds, and then you can jump down
An escape route.
to a lower section, and then you use his little teleport cane attack against some enemies as they're spawning to clip you back through the ceiling. But the problem with that is it's a little bit scary, because if you fall out of bounds in certain spots, you'll potentially soft lock the game, or
I guess.
like even weirder stuff can happen. It's not the best, but basically where that skip would send him is to like right here.
Yeah, I really prefer like the shooting straight through the wall, just because it's really quick, and then all you have to do is just kill the Clythoth bulb there, and then you're just through. Very minimal stress version of the skip. I'm pretty sure it's only possible at higher FPS as well, because V's technically in contact with the skewer for more frames that way.
So it pushes him further. That would make sense.
It's like one
Yeah,
of
I'm
the
able to get that on console.
yeah, you and Contrary both. It's one of the few like FPS like dependent things that we found that affects the run.
Yeah, there'll be another example of that on Mission 7.
And then Gary on. This fight here, this is one of those fights where like you kind of want him to be aggressive, because you want to be able to A, build a lot of Devil Trigger off of him, and B, you want to be able to have him just like stand in place and attack you, instead of like trying to teleport all over the place or like ride all over the place. And you also want Shadow to be able to skewer him like that. And if he stands still, like just shoot, like hitting you with attacks, or trying to anyway, Shadow's going to be able to get a ton of skewers off and be able to do deal a ton of damage.
We all know how horses act and don't they cry.
What is it, dude, with like horses and these runs where like they're all just like potential reset points? Even like the horse statue in DMC1, like.
Yeah. Like the horse statue in DMC1, Garion in DMC3, Garion again in DMC5.
Nice. Okay. This is actually not a bad Garion here. Oh shoot, I couldn't even dodge there. Time. There we go. Pretty decent. Lost a lot of time to the skip, but it's whatever.
No clock can measure. God.
So, Gilgamesh. I think Scruffington likes this boss a lot, so why don't you talk about this one for us?
All right. So, essentially, with Gilgamesh, you want to take down his 4 legs first, and then after you do that, you'll be using a similar strat that you used for Mission 1 with the overtures. So you dunk 2 of them into the big red plant. Then you grab back to the plant. Then you're going to shoot it to detonate the overture charges. And then after that, what I do on console is I just do attack, exceed, and then overture attack. But I think Cosmic does air attacks, which is a little bit quicker.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. I also set up like a second magazine that we'll use on Mission 8 as well. That'll come into play a little bit later.
It helps to consolidate the menus a bit there, especially since the loading screens and just the transition screens for the shop in general are super long.
Yeah, if you mess a menu up, it's a pretty big time loss.
So Cosmic's just gonna take down the Scarab from Halo 2 real quick.
Bonk. Micro jumps.
So here now, Gilgamesh is going to try to throw you off, essentially. You're just going to try to hover in there until this plant pops up again.
I believe there's a couple different patterns of RNG you can get here for how many times he attacks you. Sometimes he just like kind of sits there and lets you wail on him, and other times he'll like spam like 4 double spikes in a row.
You had that happen to you before?
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. Oh, jeez. There we go. Okay.
How did you not get hit there?
I don't know, man.
I'm surprised.
No damage, so that's good. That's good.
Worst case scenario is getting thrown off there because it can be really hard to actually grab onto his legs again.
Yes, Loner, he's RNG. Pat, up to a point, he's not RNG, but after that point, totally RNG. So let's see if I can actually do. These are skips that I've practiced quite a bit, but they're really hard. So I'm gonna probably just have to concentrate while I do them, and it's gonna skip pretty much every single fight in this level.
And these skips are really significantly hard. He's gonna have to skewer to get out of bounds twice instead of just once, and then has to do some very particular out of bounds platforming. There are sections that have like these invisible boxes while you're out of bounds where you just can't griffin jump. Like, you can single jump, but if you're in that space, it just will not allow you to double jump, and they're invisible. So he has to avoid those while out of bounds. And there's a very particular section near the end where he's at the top of the escalators that has huge hitboxes of areas where you can't griffin jump, and you need to get a griffin jump there. So it's a very precise jumping method, and that first skewer is like perfect.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna side dodge here. Set up Shadow. Oh, I fucking didn't do it correctly. Hold on. I needed to... okay, so Shadow's gonna come around here. So there we go.
Come on.
And then we just hit the wall there. I'm gonna stay here for a little bit, let the game actually save where I am. There we go. Okay. Cool. Alright. Excellent. So this right here, we're just gonna be skipping all of the fights that are going on over there, and we're just gonna make our way over to the escalator. And then there's like one last jump here that is just really hard, so just give me a sec here.
I don't think that's how you're supposed to use escalators, just saying.
Fuck. I didn't wait. Alright.
That's the part with the really hard jump right there at the end. You have to make sure you hit it right, just the right spot so you can get that second griffin jump. And it's really hard to tell. I think even like Cosmic's Wreck, he doesn't use the script at all.
Correct, yeah.
It's very hard, especially if you're just learning the skips at first.
Oh, damn. Alright. I gotta go for it again.
Very close.
So close, actually. Alright, good.
The nice thing about what happens when you fall out of bounds is that it doesn't count as like a retry or anything, so it doesn't affect your orbs at all, and it does, you know, remember where you were roughly when you fell, and it puts you back there.
Fuck. I hit the invisible wall. Alright, let's try it again.
You're really close.
Yeah, super close. And then I didn't hit it there. This angle here, like on this first griffin jump, is so finicky. Come on, dude. Alright, let's try it again.
What I usually do here is angle it a little bit to the left, and it seems to help, but that first fly.
There we go. Excellent. Awesome, awesome.
Good job. And then he has like one little tiny jump, and then he has to get back in bounds. There's a couple different ways that you can get back in bounds. You could just like reload checkpoint and you'll spawn back in bounds. Or if the Sin Scissor type dude is following you, you can kill him and using the finisher get teleported back in bounds. But whether he follows you or not, I'm pretty sure is random, and like it's not like worth like taking a long time to let him catch up. But that doesn't mean that he's not going to get the no checkpoint bonus for this mission, and that can affect things.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tight. I'll probably pick up like one orb crystal just to be sure here, because I do need to grab another purple orb as well. I'll probably grab it on mission 9 or 10.
Go. Come on.
Oop, got the instant kill there as well. You saw the small flash of the finisher there. That's the Angelo exploit, and if you get that on this fight, you can just immediately kill any enemy, even from full health. Really easy to do with Nightmare too. That was a really quick fight.
If you look at Cosmic Splits there, I'm pretty sure the splits you use the Nero route, right?
Yep, correct, yeah.
Yeah, he only lost 16 seconds, and he failed to skip like 3 or 4 times. So like it just shows like how much time that save that skip has when it is done like super well, which I can't wait to see when it's like done super well in a run.
Yeah. Oh, someday I'll get there. Once I start grinding again. It's hard, man. It's really just so finicky.
Just you wait, you big
Alright,
bastard.
so here we go.
I'll drag you all the way down.
This is another setup that I was actually working on here, and I got the idea the other day, so I'm going to try and just freeball this a little bit. It's going to be another kick into, like one enemy being kicked into another. But we'll see how it works out.
Ooh, new strengths.
Oh, come on. That didn't work. Oh, well. Whatever. Whatever. Okay. The technique was there. The execution was not.
Yeah, that actually seems like a lot faster. Pretty cool.
We're just going to break that.
Never stood a chance.
Ideally, also, you would have Breaker Plus here.
Let's get airborne.
So you would be able to keep that overture on, but yeah, whatever. Also, hey Shay, thanks for the good luck.
Guess that's my ride. Let's get airborne.
Alright, so now I'm going to have 2 Gerberas and a Helter Skelter for, not only for the skips in this level, but also for Urizen. So this mission is pretty like canned. There's a lot of just a lot of intended skips going on, and you know we skip a couple of fights with it as well as you just force fail the Urizen. So there's not really like there's kind of a strat, but not really. It's just like dump gerbs on it.
Fail, you can't get like a no damage or a no damage bonus on this mission.
Exactly. So I'm gonna actually also grab. No, thanks, Fruit. My chat's actually like cut off right now. All right, there we go. So that might alleviate me a little bit in terms of the orb route.
All right. Going down is the only way, huh?
And the orb route is like super tentative as well because you do have to buy things for 3 different characters, and for the most part the stuff you buy doesn't really work for other characters. Like if you buy purple orbs as V, you get to use them as Dante, but that's basically it. And in particular, you spend like all of your money on Dante. Like you thought we saved up a lot for V, but you end up buying like way more stuff as Dante just because it allows him to just annihilate everything.
Is he gonna take me now?
Magic of Dr. Faust.
Yeah, man. Dr. Faust and like just how expensive all of his styles are too. Here's another skip too.
Yeah, it's what, like 80k for one style to go to level 4 or something? Like
72,000. So yeah, basically. It's
you
crazy.
do level 3 for 2 of them at least, so.
Yep. You do level 4 for 2. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, that alone there is like 1,000.
It's like 60k-ish.
That's crazy. Expensive character.
Yeah, and especially when you consider like you only spent like about 40k on V if you don't count the purple orbs because they transfer over.
The punchline also gets used in this fight when you have Breaker Plus if you've gotten enough no damages up to this point, which makes this fight quite easy. We're not going to be able to grab it here. It's the one that's like spawned right over there, but we're not going to be able to grab it. So we're just gonna freestyle with Gerbers here and stuff. Excuse me.
Also, too, just like mention something about like the game and how fast things go is the game starts kind of slow, and then as soon like the further you get, the faster things go. Especially once you start playing as Dante, having some upgrades, you just start like blistering through stuff. And the levels in the early game are way longer. Like 2 through 4 are all like super long levels, and 5 is pretty long without the skip as well. Then you get towards the late game, and like a whole level might just be a boss fight, or like 1 or 2 enemy encounters, and then some walking, and then a boss fight.
I think that's one of the nice things about this run too, is that even though there's a lot of bosses in the end game, there's not like really long missions tied to them. So most of the, I guess, the hard work or like the long, busy work is front loaded.
Yeah, and it's like, especially you get it pretty much all of it out of the way by just saving for Dante as well. Like if we tried to spend a lot of money to speed up the early game a little more, Dante would like definitely suffer for it.
Think it's good to be king, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially since it's not like everything that you buy for Dante is inherently useful. Like you buy Swordmaster level 4, but Swordmaster 2 and 3 aren't really useful. You basically just use Swordmaster for real impact, so unless you buy all 4 of them, it doesn't actually help.
I'm not interested in you having a winning streak. Now I can break it.
So there's the 2 Gerbs there. Really quick first phase. Then I'm going to use Roulette into Helter Skelter Breakage. And the more damage that you do to this crystal, the more damage Urizen does to you. And you're going to actually see, like, even though this is human, he's about to, like, chunk me. Yeah, there we go. And then go.
Optimal death.
Optimal death. And yeah, Fruit, the charity stream's been going great so far. Definitely hit goal. Thank you everybody by the way that's donated so far. Much appreciated. Thank you for smashing the goal out of the park.
About optimal cutscene skips. Need the infinite FPS, dude.
Alright, so I'm gonna actually pick up the next purple orb right here. Probably should have waited on it, but you know, we're freestyling out here. I can drop something. I can probably just drop Stinger 2 if need be. So not a.
I don't even think Stinger 2 is useful at all, actually.
Yeah, you could definitely skip out on Stinger 2.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like it a lot for well, does it even change Stinger?
No,
DT Stinger?
Same.
That's right. Yeah.
Figured that out a long time ago because I never had enough money. Goodwill and picked up some Stinger 1 instead.
This is like I think one of the only other fights that we call Nightmare on actually. This and the nobody fight that's at the end here. Excuse me.
I will learn how to play V correctly, huh?
What's up?
I said, man, I should probably learn how to play V correctly, huh?
He's pretty fun once you get the hang of him. Ugh. I mean, it's like I only use Nightmare there really to break the armor of the behemoth. Like, it's just super consistent. Oh gosh, darn it! I messed up the mission.
Honestly, it's V. I just mash most of the time. Just mash and skewer.
Not a bad strat.
Works surprisingly well.
So here's the tree skip, and what I'm going to be doing here is trying to stinger jump off the ledge with Shadow, and then doing a little bit of traversal in the air to skip the fight that's down below.
Yeah, if he does this correctly, then he will coast right over the trigger for the fight and then skip the whole thing.
These textures are something else right now. I can tell you what.
That's the poppin'.
Yeah.
Not poppin' if it never pops in, but
So there we go. There's that.
and this game has like actually a lot of skips, and most of them are with V. But on console, there's actually even more skips with Dante.
Yeah, just use an unpatched version.
Yeah, they use those on missions 11, 12, and 16. And I forget how much time they save, but it's over like, I think combined it's over like 5 to 6 minutes. Somewhere around there.
That's crazy. Unfortunately, it's only like, what? It's the unpatched physical version of the game or something?
Yep.
Yeah. So if you have it digital, you can't use them, unfortunately.
I was
As well as,
very
like,
big
console
sad
load
dude.
time. Yeah. And the console load times make it like way slower than playing on PC as well.
Oh yeah.
As far as in-game time, like console's definitely faster, but RTA like PB's where it's at. Probably until next gen too.
Yeah, that'd be cool if next gen changed the meta on RTA for DMC5 because it just like actually played faster. But the skips will probably be patched.
Oh yeah, that's true. Also, that was a fight skip there. I just teleported through a trigger as a door was opening. There was no invisible wall on that door on the other end. Oh, you kidding me, dude?
Here, comments with the scissors. Sometimes they can really troll you.
Trying to give you the quarantine haircut, dude.
I need one of those, honestly. Can you Ma'am?
Very aggressive.
Yeah, the enemies in this game are just so aggressive, man. It's crazy. Here. Look at you. Okay. Can you, madam? Okay. You know what? You're just gonna get work right now. Honestly, you just pissed me off like no end. Goodbye. Okay.
I envy your optimism.
Anyway. So my orb route's kind of messy right now too, but I'm glad I picked up that orb cache. So
Shouldn't be too bad. Once you get to Dante, you'll know.
yeah. So then nobody's here coming up as well. This is another fight where we use Nightmare, mostly just because of his carpet bomb lasers. They're really strong against these guys. As long as you just keep him on screen, keep Nightmare on screen.
Like to dance?
There we go. Then you do this, and then you just grab this right here. And then that guy's down. Shadows, of course, gonna just play nice every time like that. And then
Like to dance?
there we go.
Fast finisher at the end too. I always get trolled by the super long animation.
It's one of the cooler finishers in the game, admittedly, but it's definitely not fast. Alrighty. So finally we get to the part of the run. This is my favorite stretch of the run. I don't know about you guys, but mission 10 through 12, definitely my favorite part of the run.
I'm partial to like 1 through 3, but mission 10 through 12 is pretty good too.
Oh yeah, 10 to 12 are like the second best parts of the run to me.
Nero boys, I see. It's because I'm old. Sections more. So here we're going to use Balrog Ignition as well, which is going to just make us really strong. This guy's going to come in here, use the shotgun as well. Dante has a lot of weapons right off the gate in this game.
You have like an absolute ton of stuff at your disposal, but that first mission select screen where you can go in the shop, you can't actually buy any upgrades for them right off the bat. You actually have to play through like the first 2 forced encounters, and then you can buy all the stuff.
Yeah, they do a similar thing with V too, where like you're not allowed to buy anything for him, like the first mission.
On Mission 4, you can only buy like orbs and stuff. Which is unfortunate because there is skips that you could do if you had skewer and stuff for Mission 4, but you just aren't allowed to buy the stuff.
Yep.
Not that you'd be able to afford it, but
I think if you just like totally dropped
purple orbs altogether, you
yeah.
can, like,
All right, Toro, have a good one, dude. Thank you again for your reboot run. Blast. So here we go. I think, is double sugar consumed in these cutscenes? I forget. Anyway. So we're going to make a big purchase here, where we are going to purchase Swordmaster 4 first of all. Definitely, I think, the most important part of like Dante's kit for a majority of this run until we get to like Faust and stuff. We're going to grab Trickster level 3. We're going to grab Ignition 2. And then, oh hey, we still have enough for Stinger 2. How about that shit? So there we go. Had just barely enough. Then we're just going to guard this guy right here. Charge up a Real Impact. Take him to Duff City.
getting Swordmaster level 4 lets us do Real Impact with Balrog, and this basically just eviscerates the entire game. There are some sections where it's not the most optimal thing you could be doing, but in almost every circumstance, if you could get a real impact off, it's the correct strategy.
And now I'm gonna play with you. You ain't scared, are you? You ain't scared, are you? Come on, come get it.
There we go.
That's at least true until Faust comes into play.
Yeah, then Faust just like takes over. Faust and Cav really. Even
Now
then,
that's super good.
Cav takes a backseat during the mission 12 years in fight as well.
So there's a couple of things that he's going to be doing with both Stinger and Real Impact. Is they both have like really wide AoEs. So the idea is to get as many enemies into them as possible like that, so he can kill all of them at once. In particular, there's some sections where doing that with Balrog can like kill the entire floor basically, and not doing that loses a bunch of time. It's also important to keep in mind for Stinger because it like just basically grabs everything within like a 12-mile radius and throws it in front of you.
They're already here.
And deals a ton of damage on
These
top
ladies
of it.
work fast.
Yeah.
Also, that was a fight skip there. I activated the side encounter, and then if you just dash through there while the music is playing, that fight never activates. So, that's pretty cool. Thanks, Asuna.
It's one of those things where, like, if you do the fights in the wrong order, it kind of like breaks stuff. Like in Mission 4, with Nidhogg, if you are too slow and sometimes just like randomly happens, the Hellbats will follow you into the boss fight and just like fly backwards through the wall, and then like kind of mess up your aiming and stuff. That can just like happen. It's just weird stuff with fight orders and whatnot.
I didn't know about that one.
Yeah,
it's,
it's like it happens a lot.
it's happened to me a couple of times. It's how like you can generally tell like if your Nidhogg kind of went slow, or if the bats were just kind of fast. I guess it varies a little bit. Or maybe if your other fights were slow. What's up?
The only example I've seen of that was in Mission 16, where sometimes when I'm trying to do the skip, one of the Judicas will actually wander into the Cerberus fight.
Oh yeah, when you
That's
do the
fun.
Mission 16 skip. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, getting close. I can feel it.
Alright, so here we go.
This one's a really cool setup because it's really hard to get real impacts off on some of these enemies, but like if you get it right as they spawn, you can do some very solid stuff here. He wants to get that in there too, like that, yeah.
That was an Angelo exploit real impact too. Because I parried his formation, and then he just died as a result.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling it.
Another force fail, poggers.
Yeah, poggers.
Always accidentally collect the health in this room. Then you're like, oh well.
It's like, oh no, I need to not die. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, there we go. So I just did flipper there to get hit by both fireballs instead of just one. Excuse me, sir. Can you just... This was almost a goal. That was a really strong mission 10.
Yeah, that was really, really good. One of the downsides of playing on human is that the force fails can take a while because enemies are not very aggressive and you just don't take that much damage. But if you are playing on higher difficulties, like people will run Devil Hunter, there is like some unfortunate downsides of doing that. Like Red Orb revives end up taking over a lot of sections of the game and stuff. So that's one of the main reasons it's ran on human.
Let's see
Like I
here.
overslept.
This is probably,
Time
I
for
think,
war.
my favorite mission in the game. And probably my favorite mission in the run, too. just because the setups here are just really fun to do, and the final boss, or the boss encounter is just really fun to do as well.
Maybe the shortest boss in the game, speed tech wise.
I think so, yeah. Other than maybe like M19 Virgil.
Yeah.
For sure the shortest Dante boss.
Alright, well these guys took forever to actually spawn, so... That's what Waifu was talking about there with Stinger. Just takes everything. Just does it right
Does
here.
Stinger use extra DP in this game?
Yes, it does, yeah. It does the same thing in 4 as well.
Yeah, I knew it did in 4, I wasn't sure about this game.
Yep.
Yeah, they know how OP Stinger is, so it uses DP in addition to the DP it's already using.
I'm not a fan of ruins.
So if you just DT and then spam Stinger, you use DT super fast.
What a pain in the ass.
That is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Yeah, for sure.
There's also a neat little jump here. I like this jump a lot. After the white orb. Boom. Excuse me. Thank you.
I didn't know that one. That's cool.
It's pretty tricky. I still can't get the hang of it.
So right here as well. Good RNG on the Deco, which means I'm just going to be able to DT Stinger in. I don't think I told either of you. There was a point where like I was testing some stuff in this mission, and I turned off all the enemy AI. The Judeka's get-up animation,
That's gonna collapse.
like that teleport, that's not part of its AI. That's just something it's programmed to do automatically.
Really?
Yeah. Like, that's the only get-up animation that it actually has.
Weird.
Oh, excuse me. Services
The hitbox on real impacts is like also super tiny because she tries to try like, you know, having you not do it all the time, but you just do it anyways. In particular, I feel like it's built so that if you do some launchers, enemies will like specifically roll as they hit the ground so that they're just out of range of real impact.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. Excuse me.
Like it feels like it's specifically balanced so that you can't do some setups in the real impact. Which, valiant effort, but it's still broken.
Alright, so Cavalier here, what we want to do is do a bunch of guards, preferably royal guards, and then I'm going to be able to do a regular release on him into a real impact, and then just loop him with real impacts until he dies, with a DT Stinger at the very end.
Oh, they're just gonna let
So-
me.
Yeah, it's gonna look like DMC3 for a second.
Yeah.
That's why it's my favorite boss. You have to be careful when you do this fight as well too, because if you actually gold release him, you'll get tossed to the other side and you won't be able to set up your release or your real impacts. And it's way more important to hit the real impact than it is the release.
That was almost it, but I flubbed the, I didn't switch back to Sparta in time in order to do the Helmbreaker to land.
Still a really good fight.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Alright, so... This also, like, this mission is just one that we skip, like, 75% of, but it's, like, 100% dev intended, because there's even a red orb bonus for completing this mission without using the Clythoth hatchlings. That word always trips me up, the Clythoth, or the Clythoth, something like that. Cavalier, you're going to see as well, just does a crap ton of damage with overtop gear. So you just delay your button presses in order to rev up the gears, and then you'll just be able to, you know, if I don't flub it up. It's fine. And it just takes out enemies with with one combo.
Easily the coolest weapon in the game.
I agree. Here's the first part of this level skip too. We're just gonna jump right on top of this archway. You could do this a different way, but that's the way that will save you Devil Trigger and will save you time.
Yep.
This is also basically the whole reason we buy Trickster level ups, right?
Yeah, pretty much that, as well as like it's really nice having Trick to just approach enemies as well. It would be like significantly harder without it, but this is definitely a huge reason. Yeah, but Cav high times. That was a nice finish.
Just hit him with the gas. Bam.
Bam.
Don't want to keep Mr. Demon King waiting. Gotta pick up the pace.
Alright, so...
I always felt a little robbed by those cutscenes because they always teleport you back to like a set point, but it tracks your movement during the cutscene.
Yeah, same.
It's just like, nah, you're back here.
So weird. And then there's other cutscenes where it doesn't track your movement.
Yeah, like it's like, oh look, you're over here. No, I'm just kidding, you're back.
It's been a while since I
Hey,
used my brain
hole in
this
one.
much. Man, this brings me back.
Alright, so Urizen, mission 12. Here's where we actually just dust Urizen, and I'm just going to use an SDT to build all of my Devil Trigger. I'm going to be going into the fight with Ignition, and once I come out of SDT, I'm going to be able to pretty much just like mash on Balrog punches until Urizen is stunned, and then I'll be able to real impact him.
Fired up.
So let's see here. This might be a little bit too high. Something went wonky with the teleport here. Might be packing it up here. Okay, I think this is good. There we go. Nice. Boom.
Super solid fight.
There we go. And now we're gonna. I guess we'll watch the Faust cutscene. If everybody's down with it.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? I was running going PB anyway, so.
I mean, it's still a really solid run. So, like, you're only like 2.5 behind.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's like mostly the mission 7 fail, or mission 5 fail
It's
even.
like no one's
Yeah.
worse for wear.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna double check.
Hey, where did that garbage god go? What is Urizen after?
He's at the top of the Glyphod.
It's the other way around, Dante. This is the lowest level of the Glyphod's upper echelon. Human blood is the source of demons' power. The fruit born through the Glyphod is even more dense than the blood that created it. Its power is unparalleled. Even the almighty Mundus used it to become king of the underworld. Avid told me everything.
Yeah, well, that's a lovely story and all, but as long as we know where to find him.
Whoa, you are the infamous Dante. I'm Nicoletta Goldstein. Sound familiar? My grandmother is Nell Goldstein.
It's always interesting to me, like how crazy and like action-packed a lot of this game is, and then a lot of the cutscenes are like character drama.
Yeah, there she is.
It's a very nice contrast in a way,
You
really.
don't much look like her.
Yeah, I got my looks from my daddy. That's about all I got from him. But based on his research, I managed to cobble this. Consider it a gift in honor of us finally meeting. Meeting.
Here we go. Hey, what's up, Star Race? You're just in time for the best cutscene. Yeah! Alright, now, moving on. Oh, Faust Hat. That's going to come into play a little bit later, but for now, we're going to be playing the boy Nero. And here we're going to be grabbing Breaker Plus. And we're going to be grabbing Red Queen Combo D. And so here, I'm going to actually play this a little bit safe in terms of magazine routing. So I'm going to set up 2 magazines as opposed to 1. And one magazine is just going to have a Buster Arm in it, and that's what I'm going to be using for Mission 13 and Mission 15. Up until the boss on Mission 15, which is where I'm going to be using the second mag. I'll explain that once we get there. But for now, this is kind of just a downtime mission. You're pretty much just trying to go through as quickly as possible with Nero. And just you're able to just kill these spawners with just 2 Exceed swings and a Buster Arm. There is like a clip out here with Dante on console, but it barely saves like any time on human over Nero. On Devil Hunter, definitely Dante's like the way to go, but Nero just reigns supreme on human. Oh my goodness, I don't.
Did he just despawn as he's pulling down?
Yep, they always despawn when they're falling through. Yep. They definitely.
I didn't know they could fall through.
Yep. They just definitely didn't want the enemies following you.
I didn't know you can use Buster Arm for those.
Yes, sir.
Devil's down even deeper.
Here we go.
It's also a really good mission to practice Exceed. Mission with the original.
Oh yeah.
You've got a lot of movement there.
The strat with Dante here inbounds is on the very last floor, you have all of your STTs saved up. So then you drop down into the room before any enemies spawn. And you're able to just, what am I gonna say? You're able to just use STT's Judgment, and it takes out every spawner as well as all the enemies that have spawned. Like, I think there's one enemy that spawns, like, during it.
It's pretty dope. You would see that in one of the Divergence mod categories where you play as one character throughout the whole game.
Those Divergence runs are really fun, man. Like, I wasn't too hot on Nero's, and V's is like definitely a slog on some missions, but Dante's was like really, really fun.
Yeah, those seem cool.
It's one of the only things I wish this game had, is if you could play through the whole game with just one character.
Yeah, it's only available as a mod currently on PC, and in New Game, like, you have to force, like, V and Dante into the prologue with an additional trainer. And, like, I really wish that it was just a thing for, like, New Game Plus, at least. Just allow anybody to play, like, any character they want on any mission in New Game Plus. Here we go. So, I think I'm just going to go for the YOLO strats here on Artemis, which is where you use Shadow. and just hope for good RNG, because Shadow's skewer just does a ton of damage to Artemis, which you'll all see coming up here in a second.
So, this is where they are.
Nice. Oh, fuck me. I did it wrong. Oh, good. She's going to cooperate. Good. Ah, man, I fucked this up. I got good RNG, like really good RNG here. This should have been like all like over anyway, but I side dodged it like instead of jumping like a dinghy. But yeah, you saw there just 3 skewers. She's just gone.
That's one down.
How much time does that save over using just Griffin?
Like 20-30 seconds with really good RNG. It's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Alright, there we go. Nice. And. So then, here I used to actually use Nightmare a lot, but ever since we started like incorporating Skewer into the route, I stopped using Nightmare on this Cavalier fight. So I'm gonna grab this white orb here, and then we'll just head on in. Ideally, you want to have Goliath like be attacking when Griffin does his first Skewer, because then it doesn't break the shield. But there we go. Thank you. Nice. Okay. I'm just gonna teleport. Yep, okay, we're good. Good RNG, actually. Short teleport. Nice.
Yeah, good fight. And the debated finish.
I actually thought that was like a basic part of his kit. I was like really hyped. Because I thought that he had like a counter. Which would have made a lot of sense for this character, I think. To have something like a counter.
Best we avoid it.
Would have been really cool, yeah.
Especially given my condition.
So then this is actually the last time we're going to see V during the run. So everybody can just wave bye-bye to V. I remember when he was only 4 missions in the run. Now he's 5.
They're safe.
See you later.
Better
loser.
time.
A better time. I wish that he hadn't been faster on Mission 7, man. Just because I love the Nero strats on Mission 7 so much.
Yeah, Mrs. 7 Nero is actually really fun. Sucks it's like 2 minutes slower. Hey, I mean, you can still get world record by using Nero, so.
That's true, you can. You can. There's so much stuff that could just like go wrong in this game sometimes. Like,
Is coming.
you'll
Well,
have.
yeah,
like,
I mean,
such
what? The last like 3 bosses are RNG, right?
No.
What? Yeah, Cerberus and Virgil.
Cerberus and Virgil. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, 2 of the 4 final bosses are RNG.
Cerberus, like, I don't even want to say it's like RNG. I just think it's like real finicky. So it's like RNG, but it's not at the same time. Like, but until I just don't mess it up like ever again, I don't really think I can say that. So I also have like a minute to save here because in my world record I just like I scuffed this fight real hard. I just had like a godlike mid game in addition to getting Mission 5 skip first try. Grab that for the style. Alright, so let's see here. Let's make sure I can actually traverse this correctly. Thank you.
This traversal actually mad hard.
right?
I remember when I first started the
real.
game, I legitimately spent like 5 minutes on my first run trying to get past this section. I just kept getting bodied by the spikes and running all the way around.
That's just because you have to come at it from a really like, weird angle too.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Excuse me. Anyway, what's interesting like about this level too is that like, sirs, like, it only marginally matters how fast you do these first two. I just tried to like be way too fancy. Get out of my face. Anyway, it only marginally matters like how you do the first 2 kills here. Just because like that third one there, it always comes out at the, yeah, it's on a timer. Yeah, as opposed to a death. Also here we're gonna see the Cleveland Browns defensive line guarding the hallways as we just run right past them. I've also seen some people doing like taking the right hand side right here. That's just a little bit slower, so I just run around.
Talking about me.
In me.
I'm talking about both of you motherfuckers. You didn't have to just call yourselves out like that. But you know. Oh, wonderful. Nice.
Nice. Perfect.
So here's what you do, like when you don't have a Buster Arm here, you first of all get your snatch blocked. Then you just do roulette and then snatch 1, 2, 3.
And normally you just pick them up the Buster and then it is to kill them.
I don't know who decided Buster Arm was going to do that much damage, but I'm grateful that they did. Shout outs to them.
To be fair, in this game, the animations are way longer than in 4, generally.
Yeah. Hey, tomboy %.
The most useless arm in the whole game.
It's true. It's true.
Pretty sure that's the first time I've ever seen that picked up in a run in like once.
Yep. All right, so let me see here. I like how much damage that did. Like not.
So none.
So none. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's get airborne.
All right. So anyway.
Doesn't even die. Tomboy's so bad. Oh my god. Tomboy is so bad.
I figured I would
That was
freestyle a little bit. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was great.
It's so good. And you know what's crazy is that even if you put it into like overdrive or you like do the breakage on it, it still doesn't do any more damage on any of the attacks. It just prevents it from being broken when you get hit. Like, but then it just
it's
breaks
literally
you.
just like the I can't exceed arm.
Yup. Yup. Oh my goodness, man. Anyway, so here's Malphus. There's a bit of a safety strat here where I'm just gonna let her hit me. And that, yeah, it breaks when it ends too, Zan. Yep. So I'm gonna let her just hit me real quick here. Because if I don't, then if I get hit planting these overtures on her, she could just potentially, she could just activate the cutscene. And that would just be disastrous for everybody involved.
When you place overtures on enemies, sometimes stuff like, particularly in this fight, when the cutscene plays, once the cutscene is done playing, there is no overtures on the enemy. So like, if he were to just YOLO it and just pray he didn't get hit, if he placed like 3 overtures on and then got hit, then he'd have lost all of his damage. So the safety strat is to just take the intentional hit at the beginning of the fight.
Which didn't really matter because I exploded the overtures as she was disappearing, so Here's also a backup strat here. Let me see if I can actually do this. There we go. Good. Oh, wow, I canceled it. Nice. Nice. Okay, there we go. If you just shoot her in the face while she's enraged like that,
Falls over.
yeah, she just falls over.
Fun fact, this boss looks pretty much exactly like some concept art from RE4, except there's a 3-headed lady on top of it. Just demon chicken.
Amazing. Lost a lot of time on that mission. Damn. Well, on to mission 16, and this is about where Faust takes over a lot of the run.
No hard feelings.
So, what we're going to be doing here, man, I am rich right now. Jeez. We're going to be buying Gunslinger level 2. Oh, no, sorry, level 2, level 4. And Dr. Faust level 2.
The hat slinger, dude.
The Hat Slinger. That's a good name. I'll steal that. Hope you don't mind.
Go for it.
So, a lot of this mission is just going to be like Dante clearing out these waves with the Faust hat.
So if you don't know, Faust Borkin,
It is super Borkin.
basically it just allows you to turn orbs into a weapon. And we've been stockpiling a lot of orbs. We have about 70k at this point. And it does a ton of damage. Basically insta-kills like everything. And that's only with like a level 1 charge version of it. So basically at this point it's not a question of what do we use to make this fight faster, it's how many times can we use Faust before we run out of money.
Yep. This is basically like this game's version of the Holy Water.
Yeah, exactly. And since you're at the end of the game, the answer to that is basically like a room and like one boss.
Actually, I could have just started charging. Alright, and then we're gonna just see. Yep, there we go. So, nice camera. We're gonna take this guy out right here. Let me see if I can do this correctly.
Smooth.
Uh-oh. Nope, I didn't get it in time here. There we go. Nice. Okay. Good adaptation there.
That's dope. That fight requires a little bit more brain power. Because he likes to teleport, so hitting him with Faust is a little bit harder.
Yeah. If the enemies there had cooperated a little bit better, I would have just been able to dial in the Faust hat and just get him immediately. So there's that. Then we're gonna grab this orb right here. And then charge it up again. Take out this nobody here. The gunslinger swords there will take that one out. And then bam. And then while this guy's spawning in, we're just gonna take him out too. Goodbye.
Faust Borkin.
Faust Super Borkin. It's actually faster here to do
Onward and downward.
Balrog's
Oh well.
Swordmaster move to descend. It's like super fast. I should have probably just been doing it more of the mission in general, but yeah, there you go. So here we're gonna prep ignition again. And then drop it into this fight.
This boss fight's kind of a meme. He's got like some RNG involved. Hopefully it's a nice setup. The start's always the same, but then how it ends can vary wildly for sure.
Yeah, the server sets have really weird hitboxes.
They're a bit tougher than the rest of the breed.
And he likes to stun at really weird times, making it so the sword will miss sometimes, and then like you end up like not stunning him, or he runs away early, and like, or you'll come out of SDT and then you'll miss like that, and like things are just really jank. But this is seemingly pretty really good, yeah.
See, I used to short hop at the start, Zan, and then I started not short hopping, and the fight got a lot more consistent. But maybe I'll try short hopping again. So yours in here. This is hopefully a 2-cycle. Just mostly just going to be a lot of real impact. A little bit of cav here and there, but...
Yeah, I don't know if we mentioned it earlier, but you actually can't use real impact unless you have ignition. Which is why he bought ignition too earlier. It's because it just makes it easier for him to have ignition for longer.
That was almost 2-cycle, yeah. And just 5 on it. Dead.
Good fight.
And no damage, too.
I always forget this mission exists.
Mission 18? Or mission 17?
Yeah, I'm like, alright, time for Virgil. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, this. I remember before I actually routed like Faust into this mission, we used to use double Kalina Anns here with like real impacts and stuff. And then I was like, you know what? Nah, we don't need to do all that. Faust.
Just hit the Faust button.
Yeah, baby.
Never would have guessed you.
It was Faust all along.
Damn it, V.
Maybe the real Faust was the friends we made along the way.
That is pretty cash.
Can't wait for the rematch.
Alright. And just keep this here. Yo, okay, excuse me.
While you don't have to be insanely careful, you do have to make sure that you don't just use like an overabundance of orbs, because you are going to need a lot for Mission 19 Virgil. But it's not like insanely free, like you can go over and run out of orbs.
Working.
Running away?
I thought I saw it like start turning to gray there. So I stopped firing. But it's okay.
Yeah, the way that those arena fights end is weird, because it's not like when the enemy runs out of HP, because they still have like a quarter HP left when it ends. But it's not like exactly a quarter either.
One more round.
Alright, so here the Nightmare phase skip as well. We want to skip the phase where Nightmare actually just like disappears. So we'll see if we can get that going.
Yeah, it's on a timer. He has like a certain amount of time from when the fight starts to kill Nightmare. Otherwise, he'll lose a bunch of time on a big waiting section. He's looking pretty solid though.
Yeah. And then we're just gonna give him the hat. There we go. I'm also gonna give Virgil a hat real quick too.
Should they give Mission 18 Virgil a hat, or 17 Virgil a hat?
Oh
That's the
yeah,
best one.
that's true. I
Said
forgot.
howdy.
Howdy, brother. All right, so here we go. So first of all, I'm just gonna give Virgil his hat real quick.
I won't lose to the likes of
Oh
you.
shit. Excuse me. Thank you.
That's a motorcycle, not a hat. So.
Keeping me blind all you can.
Hello there, sir.
I know
like your
things
hat,
get
brother.
confusing in this game.
Alright, alright. So now that Virgil has his hat, we're gonna do this fight properly.
I won't lose to the likes of you, little brother.
So basically, we're just gonna pray for our good RNG.
Yep. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Level 3, Faust Meteor, Dead Virgil.
Faust Borken.
Faust Borken. And this is gonna be it right here. This mission is completely canned. You're just gonna force Virgil through 3 phases of stuns in order to kill him and finish him with a Buster with Nero. So here we go.
Nothing to
I'm gonna
do.
need you, John, to say fuck you when it pops up. Damn it, dude. I fucking suck at this video game. Hold on.
Nothing to do with you. Stand
Good try, good try.
Alright, now.
everything
Excuse me. Thank you. Okay.
Heck.
Heck. And remember, kids, go down to the 7-Eleven, grab a can of Red Bull, grow some wings, and beat the hell out of your dad. GG.
GG.
GG. That is Devil May Cry 5, new game human.
That was a really good run.
Brother,
It was alright. It was
you
alright.
cut off
3
your own
minutes left,
son's arm
Reki.
for more
Not
power,
bad.
and you still lost. Enough, damn it.
Well, this has been
Your world
quite
is
the
taking
day
over.
of
We
the
need to do
charity
something
stream.
before it's
So
too late.
thank you all for. It's been great to be your host for the day, everybody. Scruffington and Waifu, thank you so much for coming on with me to do commentary. Appreciate
Of
you
course,
both.
man.
I appreciate it.
And thank you everybody for your runs today. Mick for DMC1 was a good run despite the the little bit of hiccups that we had. Loner Hero for that insane DMC2 run. That I think was the standout run of the day. Waifu for the solid DMC3 Dante run. Time for that crazy stressful legendary Dark Knight run with me on the as the airplane pilot memes. And I can't really thank myself for this. I don't really know. That would just kind of be awkward. So, Toro, thank you very much for your reboot run as well. You are also an insane runner, even though you're not here right now. You're so good. Really, really good. Yeah, that's really about it. I don't know if Mills or Mick or anybody wants to come in here and shut it down for the day, or what's going on. But just give me the go ahead. Tell me what I need to do. GG's. That was the entire Devil May Cry series in. Considering all the breaks, it was probably 8 hours or something. It lasted about 9, but man, they fucked off to play L for D2. Damn. Motherfuckers. Anyone speedrun the whole series all at once? I am the only person so far that has done a full series speedrun all by myself. Everything from 1 through 5 and including reboot. So that is going to be it from everybody here today. Tomorrow, let's see who's kicking it off, actually. Let's see what's going on tomorrow before I let all of you lovely folks go home for the evening. Tomorrow, Unknown Drive is going to be kicking it off with some Zone of the Enders 2 speedruns. And he'll be followed up by Devil Never Cry with some more Devil May Cry 1 speedruns. Contrary is going to be doing DMC4 SE Legendary Dark Knight Virgil. And then Sportsman 225 is going to be ending the day off with Ape Escape. So that'll be neat. That'll be pretty sick. Is there anything either of you gentlemen want to say before we head off?
Not really, though. Just thanks for having me. It was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks everyone for watching.
All right. Well, take care of y'all. Keep it stylish, as always. Peace out. Is my speedrun on YouTube to watch for the whole series? It's on my Twitch. It's saved there. I need to actually render all of it. But it'll be up there eventually. It just takes like 14 hours to render. So it'll be up there soon.
It's cool.
Okay, and DK's D-pad actually donates $5.62. Either of you want to
That's
run?
great.
Did you either of you want to read that off or
Yeah, let me see. GG boys.
GG boys?
Yeah, thank you, DK's D-pad, for the 5.62.
All right, see you everyone. Peace.